For thousands of years, the galaxy had been divided. Empires fought, civilizations rose and fell. But one thing, one fear, united them all, Earth. The humans. They were small once, weak, a single blue planet at the edge of the stars. But they learned quickly. The core Dominion remembered how humans copied their tech in weeks. The Zeltari Empire saw them build warships in half the time. And the Skarn Alliance. They remembered the Battle of Tormik, where just 3 human ships defeated 80 Skarn cruisers. So they formed a plan, a secret pact, signed by 37 empires. A final mission, wipe out humanity, destroy Earth, end the threat forever, they called it Operation Starfire. Thousands of ships gathered in dark space. Battle stations were filled, weapons loaded. For the first time in galactic history, enemies stood side by side. They didn't care about peace. They didn't care about power. They just wanted Earth. It's gone. Admiral Vorik of the Skarn Alliance stood on his flagship, watching the giant fleet move toward Sol System. Begin descent, he ordered. The ships entered Earth's space in perfect formation. The humans had no chance. Not against this. They approached Earth's orbit. Scanners were ready, weapons charged. But then, something strange happened. Earth was silent. No defense systems, no satellites, no signal. Just silence. Scan the surface, Vorik barked. The screen lit up. Earth's cities were there, but empty. Skyscrapers stood tall, roads untouched. Movement, no life. Billions of humans, gone. Where are they? Asked Commander Tellin of the KOR. No one answered. They sent drones down. They saw schools with open books, still lying on desks. Houses with food on the tables. Hospitals with working machines, but not a single human. Not one. It was like the planet had been abandoned overnight. Then a strange signal appeared on every alien ship. It wasn't coded. It wasn't blocked. It was a message, floating above Earth in orbit. A single metal beacon, spinning slowly. On it, 5 words were written in burning. Light. You wanted war. It begins. And then it exploded. The shockwave hit nothing. No damage. But the message was clear. Earth had not been destroyed. It had escaped. Someone whispered in fear. They left. On purpose. Admiral Vorik's hands tightened on the rail. Search the system, he shouted. Fleets scattered. They searched Mars, the moons, the outer planets. Nothing. No ships. No hidden bases. No trace. And yet, one patrol found something strange on Jupiter's moon Europa. A cave. Inside it, an ancient vault. Alien engineers broke it open. Inside were old Earth records, videos, blueprints, logs, all carefully placed. Like a warning, one video played by itself. A human general stood in a dark room, his face calm. You wanted to break Earth, he said. We let you come close. We'll let you think we were running, but we were watching you, studying you. He smiled coldly, and now we are done watching. The video ended. The vault began to shake. The soldiers ran, but it was too late. The moon cracked. The base exploded. The ship above barely escaped, but from the explosion came a signal. One long, loud signal that hit every ship in the fleet. The hunters have become the hunted. Panic spread in the alien fleet. Some captains ordered retreat. Others demanded attack. But no one knew where to go, because Earth wasn't behind them anymore. It was ahead in the darkness between stars. Human ships began to wake up. They had cloaked themselves for weeks. Silent, hidden, waiting, and now they moved. Their mission was simple. Find every empire that dared to unite, and tear them apart one by one. The galaxy didn't realize it yet. But the moment they flew toward Earth, they had already lost. The skies above Earth were quiet. Too quiet. Alien warships hovered in orbit, watching the empty cities below. They had come to crush Earth, But there was no one left to crush, no humans. No soldiers, no resistance, only silence. In fear, Admiral Vorik stared at the planet, his jaw tight. "This doesn't make sense," he muttered. "We expected war, not ghosts." Commander Talon stood beside him. They left everything behind. Tech, even food. "It looks like they disappeared in a single day, and no one saw it happen," Vorik said. "Not even our spies." Drones were sent across the globe. They flew over New York, Tokyo, Cairo, and Cape Town. Everything was there. But everyone was gone. In one old school building, a drone entered a dusty classroom. Chalk still rested on the blackboard. Drawings of planets, stars, and ships were on the walls. And in the center of the room was a small human child, a boy, maybe 6 years old, sitting alone, alive. The drone hovered close, scanning him. The boy looked up, calm and unafraid. He didn't run. He just whispered something. The drone translated the words, "You're already too late." And then the child vanished. The room turned cold. Lights flickered. The drone fell and never sent another signal. Back on the flagship, panic spread. The footage was reviewed by every leader in the fleet. "A hologram?" Talon asked. "No, something more," Vorik said. "They wanted us to find that boy, to hear those words." Past. Scanners kept picking up strange signals from the edge of the solar system. A single human satellite was found near Pluto. They brought it aboard a science vessel. It held a storage drive. Encrypted but not protected, as if they wanted it to be opened. Inside the drive, logs, maps, voice recordings, and a strange file named only "Begin Here." The scientists hesitated. Then they played it. A calm female voice filled the ship. "We're not hiding. We are not running. We are waiting, watching. And when the moment is right," the lights in the ship dimmed. "We will return, not to Earth, but to you." Then the ship's engines failed. Its systems shut down. And outside, in the black of space, a shadow passed by the window. The crew screamed. Then, silence. No one survived. The ship was found drifting hours later. The file was gone. Only one word was left behind, scratched into the control screen. "Observe." The leaders of the galactic fleet were now shaken. "We need answers," Talon said. "Where did the humans go? We need to find their new base," said another, "before they find us." They began searching the nearby star systems. One team found a strange reading on an abandoned mining colony on Alpha Centauri B, once used for resource collection. Now dead and silent, no lights, no energy, till they got close. Then lights turned on by themselves, motion detectors, automated doors. Something was waiting. The team entered the main control room, and there it was, a large wall, covered in names, human names. Underneath each one was a planet, a date, a mission. One alien engineer whispered, "These are soldiers." "Deployment logs, but..." "The dates are after Earth was abandoned," said another. "The names kept updating in real time. They were active. The humans weren't gone. They were already out there then." Gunfire screams echoed through the colony. The exploration team was under attack from invisible soldiers, silent, fast, deadly. By the time help arrived, everyone was gone. Only the wall remained, with a new message written in red at the bottom. "This is only the beginning." Back on the command ship, the Galactic Council met in secret. One alien general stood and shouted, "We united to destroy them." "But they were never on Earth. They were preparing for us," another added. "They left their home planet so they could strike from the shadows." Vorik spoke last. "They let us come," he said. "They made it look easy. The end of Earth." He looked out the window into the stars. "This is the beginning of their war." Across the galaxy, small attacks began. Outposts vanished. Supply lines cut. Prisoners rescued. Fleets hacked. No one saw the humans, but their signs were everywhere. A broken tower here. Burned banner there. And always the same words scratched into metal, stone, or bone. Observe. Where did the humans go? They didn't run. They didn't hide. They stepped into the galaxy. And now they were everywhere. The galactic fleet thought it was still in control. It had destroyed nothing but claimed victory. After all, Earth was empty. But deep in the cold space between stars, something was watching them. Something human. It started with 3 ships. Patrol units. Light cruisers from the Zarn Empire. They were guarding a trade route near the edge of their territory. No danger, no signals. And then they exploded. No warning, no weapons detected. Just dash gone, in perfect formation. The command fleet responded quickly. Scanners swept the area. Nothing, only debris. And something floating in the silence, a black metal plate burned into it, glowing with heat. You came united to break Earth. Now Earth breaks, you one by one. The Galactic Council went silent. This wasn't a random attack. It was a message. Back on the Skarn flagship, Admiral Vorik watched the footage. Replay the explosion, he ordered. The screen showed 3 ships then. A flash. But when slowed down, something appeared. A shimmer in space. A ripple. Like a shadow moving faster than light. Not a weapon. Not a missile. It was a ship. Cloaked. Cloaked. Vorik replied. This is something new. In another sector, a science outpost vanished. Cameras caught. The last 10 seconds, a dark shape blocked out the stars. No engines. No sound. Then, silence. Only one image was left behind. A human face smiling. The attacks continued. A prison barge carrying captured human spies gone. A mining station funding the war melted. An arms factory airlocked and burned. Each time, no survivors. No warnings. Only one thing in common. The attacks were precise. They hit only the empires who joined the mission to destroy. Earth. The Galactic Alliance called an emergency meeting. Thousands of voices argued at once. They're ghosts. They're using forbidden tech. Is this revenge or something worse? And then came the broadcast. Every ship, every screen, every planet. It began with static. Then a voice, a calm human voice. We gave you a chance. We sent peace. You chose war. You chose to come to Earth together. The screen showed footage of Earth's orbit ships arriving, weapons armed. ... Now we come for you together, and in silence. A pause. The first strike wasn't ours, but the next one is. The screen went black. No one moved, even the strongest alien. Warlords felt a cold wave of fear. Some empires began pulling their fleets back home. Others increased patrols near their borders, but it was too late. Humanity wasn't attacking borders. They were already inside. On the 4th moon of H-Core Prime, a command center suddenly lost power. Security bots went offline. Airlocks opened. A full squad of elite alien guards was found later frozen in place, their bodies untouched. No wounds, no bullets, but their minds. Destroyed, like someone had rewritten their thoughts. Vorik saw the reports and realized something terrifying. They're not just using weapons, they're using knowledge. Earth had studied alien systems, alien weaknesses, alien minds now. They were using it all, not to conquer, but to collapse. In hidden space stations, humans had trained for this. They had learned how each empire worked. They had copied and improved every piece of stolen tech, and now they weren't behind. We're ahead. A captured alien admiral from the Zeltari finally spoke. They were always listening, he said. Even during the war meeting, they hacked our secure channels weeks before we attacked. They looked up, eyes wide. They let us come. They let us unite. Because now they know who all their enemies are. Became clear the humans didn't need planets. They didn't need armies. They just needed the names, the locations, the maps, and now had them all. Back on Earth, deep beneath the surface, the true command center hummed with energy. Hundreds of screens glowed. Names of empires. Locations of key targets. In the center stood a woman In dark armor, General Alina Grant. She looked at the screen. Status. A voice replied, "Strike groups ready. Cloak tech online. In position. Lemma lemma Y. Good. Let's make them remember why they feared us." And far above her, in the cold silence of space, dozens of human ships began to move. There. Hulls shimmered like stars. Invisible. Silent. Deadly. Each with one mission. Erase the threat. One empire at a time. The first strike wasn't theirs. But the next one. It belonged to Earth. They always saw humans as weak, slow, primitive, good with machines. But not minds. The galaxy's oldest empires built their fleets with thought control. Ships connected to commanders through neural links. A soldier could fly a ship by just thinking. A general could lead 10,000 troops through one mind stream. They believed no outsider, not even humans, could break that system. They were wrong. It started on the world of Senkar 7, home of the Zarkari War Council, a planet protected by thought-locked gates. No one could enter the fortress unless their brain signature was approved. One night, without warning, the gates opened. Zarkari guards rushed to respond. They found the control room lights flickering and every defense drone facing the wrong direction. At the center of the room, a single alien technician, eyes wide, mind frozen, repeating one phrase, "We let them in." Then he collapsed. Brain. Dead. No physical wounds. A new fear spread through the galaxy. Humans had learned how to hack minds. The empires didn't understand it. "Our thought systems are pure," shouted a Zeltari scientist. "Our links are encrypted." That encryption didn't matter anymore, because the humans had stopped targeting machines. They were targeting brains, back on a hidden Earth space near the asteroid belt. Dr. Ava Raines studied her screen. "Subject 31 connected," she said calmly. A soldier beside her sat still, eyes closed. On the screen, a live feed showed an alien cruiser in another system. The ship's captain screamed into the comms, "Shut down all AI." "We're being taken, then." His voice changed. Calm. Slow. "Wait. No, I see clearly now." He turned to his crew. Earth was right. We should have never joined the purge. And then the ship turned around. The crew, taken alive, deprogrammed. Reprogrammed not by machines, by humans. Admiral Vorik saw the reports and slammed his fist into the table. "They're controlling our soldiers," he said. "Not with tech, with knowledge." Years ago, Earth had discovered how alien neural links worked. Humans couldn't use them directly, but they could learn how to trick them. They studied frequencies, brain patterns, signal interference. They built the Mind Spike system, a stealth signal that could slip into alien thought nets and rewrite orders. It didn't break the machines. It broke the people. Entire fleets began turning on themselves. Ships refused commands. Generals lost contact with their soldiers. Some alien officers started hearing human voices inside their own heads. They called it the Ghost Protocol. But it wasn't a ghost. It was Earth, on a planet called Veltuin Prime. The entire defense grid shut down mid-attack, not because it was destroyed, but because half the soldiers switched sides. "They showed me a memory," one soldier whispered. "A memory I never had, of Earth burning, children screaming. I couldn't fight them anymore." The galaxy began to panic. "We built weapons," said a Corps admiral. "But Earth built truth, and they were using it like a blade." In secret meetings, the council begged for answers. How are they doing this? How are they inside our minds? But the answer came not from a general, but from a prisoner, a captured human hacker. They put him in chains. He smiled. "We never needed to break your minds," he said. "You did that to yourselves. The day you chose to attack a world that never attacked you. Every memory you buried. Every war you hid. Every lie you told your people. We dug it out. We didn't just learn your tech. We learned you." And then the prison went dark. Every guard dropped to the floor, twitching. The doors opened by themselves, and the prisoner walked free. No, one stopped him. Not one bullet fired. They were too afraid to even move. Now the alien fleets trembled before battle. Every soldier wondered, is this thought my own? Was that order real? Was that voice my commander, or a human whisper inside my brain? The Galactic Senate tried to shut down all neural systems. They switched back to old command codes, manual orders. But it was too late. The damage was already done. Entire empires no longer trusted their own minds. And far away, it's hidden in a deep space. Black Station, Earth's mind spike operators, sat in silence. Watching, listening, they had no weapons, no armies, just minds, the truth. In fear, humanity had no need to fight. Every enemy, they would let the enemy fight itself. Because the galaxy didn't understand one thing. Humans don't just survive. They adapt. They learn. And when the time is right, they change the rules. They thought humans were primitive. They thought war was about guns and ships. But Earth had rewritten the game. And now, the galaxy didn't know what was real anymore. For thousands of years, the Zarak Dominion ruled the stars. They controlled over 120 planets, had the largest army, the most powerful weapons, and the deepest war vaults. They laughed at the idea of Earth being a real threat. We don't fear shadows, said their Grand Marshal. We burn them. But shadows don't fear fire. They move through it. It began just after midnight. Adarak, the Dominion's capital planet, Veltar, was calm. No alarms. No alarms. Then every come signal went dark, not jammed, just gone. Security bots turned in circles. Defenses powered down. Orbiting ships lost their engines, one by one. By 2 o'clock, Zarak Prime Command still believed it was a system glitch. By 2:10, all 12 planetary shields dropped at once, and by 2:13, the sky caught fire. A dark shape entered the atmosphere, not a fleet. Not a wave, just one ship. Massive, silent, black like space itself. It didn't send demands, didn't open fire. It just hovered right above the Grand Fortress. The Zarek generals watched from inside. What kind of ship is that? One whispered. No. One answered they'd never seen a design like it. No weapons. No engines. And yet it moved like it owned the air. Suddenly, every screen inside the fortress flickered. The Zarak emblem vanished, and a message appeared. Remember Earth? Then the fortress exploded. Not from a missile, not from an attack. It collapsed from the inside out. Walls turned to dust. Steel melted like wax. Thousands of elite soldiers vanished in seconds. By dawn, the Zarak Dominion's capital was gone, not conquered, erased, across the galaxy. Live footage played on thousands of screens. The greatest empire in known space, destroyed by one ship, no warning. No survivors, no answers. Back on Earth's hidden command station, General Alina Grant stood silently, watching the feed. Mission complete, said a voice behind her. She nodded. Leave the wreckage. Let the others see. Within hours, fear spread faster than light. Empires locked down their capitals. Armies were recalled from the front lines. Allies began blaming each other. We told you not to push Earth. They warned us. They said the purge would fail, but no one listened then. Now they were listening too late. In a secret chamber deep inside the Skarn Alliance, panic was growing. If they can take down Zarak, one commander said, they can take us too. Admiral Vorik stared at the star map. They didn't take Zarak, they just touched it. Zarak Dominion was supposed to be the galaxy's shield, its hammer, but now its planets were leaderless. Its fleets were lost. Its enemies, humans, hadn't even used a full army, just one ship, one symbol, one message. And now, that message was written across Zarak ruins in giant letters visible from orbit. This is justice. This is memory. This is Earth. In the following days, Zarak worlds surrendered. Without a fight. Their colonies opened gates to the stars. Survivors whispered about a human weapon that could bend metal with sound. And turned soldiers against themselves. No one knew what the weapon really was. Some said it wasn't a weapon at all, just truth. Galaxy had believed power came from armies, but humans had proved real power comes from fear, from knowing your enemy could strike anywhere, anytime, and leave nothing behind but silence. Back in a deep space chamber, Earth's council met. Quietly. A young officer read the reports. Xerox is done. Next targets are preparing defenses. Let them, Alina Grant said. A silence followed. Then she added, they thought destroying Earth would end us. Instead, it created something they cannot stop. Because now, the galaxy didn't just fear Earth's weapons. They feared something worse. Earth's will. The Galactic Alliance thought they had found it. The last known human warship hiding near the gas giant Kurov, X-37 alien cruisers surrounded the system. Heavy battleships? Shielded gunships. Scout frigates. It was more than enough to destroy one small vessel, or so they thought. Inside the alien command center, Admiral Jurek smiled coldly. The human ship is isolated, he said. No allies, no support. This will be quick. He didn't know what ship he was facing. He didn't know its name. EHS Revenant, Earth's last ghost ship. The Revenant floated near Kurov's rings, silent and still. No energy spikes, no weapons online. Alien scanners couldn't even lock onto it. It's too quiet, one alien officer said. Maybe it's already dead. Then the Revenant moved, just slightly sent one signal. No encryption, no code, just a voice, a calm human voice. You should have brought more, Admiral Jurek laughed. Fire. Everything. 37 ships opened fire. Hundreds of plasma bolts, missiles, rail cannons, ion beams. The sky turned white. And then the light faded, and the Revenant was still there. Not a scratch, not a dent. It hadn't even moved. How? Someone shouted. Then the Revenant responded. It released a pulse, small, silent, invisible. Within seconds, 3 alien cruisers lost power. Their lights blinked out. Engines failed. They began to drift. The rest tried to reposition. Surrounded again. Titan formation. But they were already too late. The Revenant activated. Its hull shimmered. Like starlight sliding across metal. It was made of adaptive armor tech no alien had ever seen. The ship turned. Slowly, then vanished from scanners. Gone. Alarms screamed. On every bridge. Where did it go? Behind us. The Revenant appeared directly above the command ship. From beneath its black hull, it launched a single beam, silent, clean. The command ship sliced into no explosion. Just broken. Admiral Jurek never saw it coming. Then the Revenant moved again. Fast, too fast. It darted between ships, disabling one after another. Some exploded. Others shut down without firing a shot. In less than 4 minutes, 20 ships were down. The rest tried to retreat, but the Revenant wasn't chasing them. It just stopped, floating again, still watching. And once again, it spoke. This is not revenge. This is a reminder. A final message followed, sent to every fleet in the galaxy. You surrounded us once. You called it justice. Now we stand alone, and you run. Back at the Galactic Senate, chaos broke out. They lost 37 ships. No one survived. One senator stood slowly, shaking. It wasn't a battle, she said. It was a lesson. Earth didn't need numbers. It didn't need armies. It just needed one ship and a reason to fight. Word spread fast. Alien soldiers across the galaxy spoke of the Revenant like it was a myth, a ghost, a weapon, a judgment. Some said it could melt armor with thought. Others believed it had no crew, that it was a living AI, born from Earth's final war. But the truth was even simpler. It was built by fear and run by people who remembered everything the galaxy did to Earth. Back on the Revenant's bridge, Captain. Mira Lane stood alone, She looked at the stars. "Signal command," she said. "Let them know Revenant is still in the field." A voice behind her spoke. "They'll send more ships." Mira smiled. "Let them." Because she knew something no admiral, no senator, no alien emperor wanted to admit. Humanity no longer needed. To win every fight, they just had to prove that one human ship was more dangerous than an entire fleet, and now the galaxy believed it. The chamber was full. Leaders from across the galaxy sat in silence. Senators, emperors, warlords, species that once hated each other now stood side by side. Why? Because of Earth. Because of what the humans had become. A recording played in the center. Of the room it showed the Revenant. One human ship, destroying fleets, cutting through cruisers like they were paper, leaving behind only silence. Then the message came again. "You should have brought more." No one laughed anymore. "This must stop," said Senator Varna of the Kaldor Union. "If we don't make peace now, we will not survive." "They will not accept peace," replied the Inari Empress. "We attacked their home. We united to destroy them, and now they own the stars." Someone whispered. Every alien in that room remembered the same thing, what they had done to Earth. They had called it justice. They had called humans a threat. They had sent ships, bombs, fire, and Earth survived it all. But something changed after that. Humans didn't ask for help. They didn't send diplomats. They simply disappeared, started building silently, secretly. Now those same humans were back stronger, colder and unstoppable, and they weren't asking for forgiveness. The Senate agreed. A message must be sent to Earth, a call for peace. The message was written in 142 languages. It offered everything: resources, planets, technology. It begged for a ceasefire, and it was sent across star systems, across relay points, straight to the Earth's defense core. They waited. 1 day passed, then 2, then 5. No answer until the 6th day. The signal came. Only 2 words. Too late. Panic hit the Senate. What do they mean? Too late for what? Then, across 10 star systems, sensors went dark. Communications dropped. Power grids failed. Entire fleets vanished from scanner. Range, not destroyed. Not jammed, erased. The humans weren't just at war now. They were finishing it, in the shadow of a gas giant. The ship Oblivion 1, uncloaked. It was bigger than the Revenant, 10 times more weapons. Armored with black metal that bent light. It didn't speak. It didn't ask questions. It opened fire. The alien fleet orbiting. Talar 5 lasted just 41 seconds. 40 ships gone. Back at the Senate, a new vote began. Should they surrender? Should they run? Should they hide? But it was no longer about what they wanted. It was about what the humans had. Already decided. One senator stood old, tired, honest. "We thought humans were weak because they loved peace," he said. "But now, we see it. We made them choose war." He looked up, voice shaking, "And they chose it better than any of us ever could." Across the stars, human ships entered systems without warning. They disabled defenses without killing anyone, but they always left one thing behind. A symbol, a single black flag. On it 3 stars, one broken, one burning, one rising. No one knew what it meant. Some said it was Earth's history. Others believed it was a warning. But one thing was clear. The humans weren't fighting for survival anymore. They were cleaning up the galaxy. Some worlds surrendered before the humans even arrived. They shut down weapons, opened their ports, prayed, but Earth didn't invade. They didn't conquer. They just scanned, moved on. It was worse than war. It was silence. Back on Earth, in a massive chamber under the mountains of old Canada, the High Command met. They watched the galaxy unfold. They didn't smile. They didn't cheer. They remembered every child lost, every city burned, every promise broken. General Kale spoke softly. "We offered peace once," he said. "No one listened," another voice replied. Cold and clear, We're not offering it again. And so the humans moved forward, not as conquerors, not as heroes, but as a force the galaxy would never forget. And the Senate stopped sending messages. Because now they understood. You don't negotiate with the storm, you survive it. Galaxy waited. No fleets, no battles, no new messages from Earth. Just silence. And it was more terrifying than any war. 10 solar cycles had passed since the last human strike. The Senate was still rebuilding. Ruins were cleared. Treaties were signed, but no one celebrated, because no one knew where the humans had gone. "They've stopped attacking," said one diplomat. "Maybe it's over." Or maybe, whispered another, "they're just watching." Satellites across hundreds of worlds kept scanning, looking for signs of human ships, waiting for another message. But Earth said nothing. No signal, no response, no warning. Then strange things began to happen. A planetary defense system would shut down on its own. Secret weapons facility would find its blueprints rewritten. Ships would wake from hyperspace travel with human code embedded in there. Systems, no bombs, no fleets. Just quiet interference. "Why would they do this?" asked a young general. The elder beside him gave only one answer. Because they can. One colony built far beyond the known rim found something new. A device. It wasn't a weapon. It didn't move. It just stood there, planted in the dirt, and it pulsed with a slow, steady light. Inside was a message. "We are watching. Stay quiet." The colonists left that world within the hour. Some alien leaders believed it was time to push back. Alliance was formed. The Second Galactic Defense Council. They started building warships again, smarter, faster, hidden. But before the ships could even launch, they vanished. No wreckage. No trace. Just an empty hangar. And a single symbol left on the walls. 3 stars. One broken. One burning. One rising. That night, all members of the council resigned. Back on Earth, deep beneath the crust. The High Command sat in silence. The room was dark. Only the stars lit the screens. They watched everything. They heard every plan, every threat, every whisper. Not with spies, not with drones. Earth's new intelligence wasn't sent into the galaxy. It was woven into it. The humans didn't just win the war. They rewrote the rules, and now they didn't need to strike. They could shape entire empires without lifting a finger. A peaceful planet once known for trade discovered that its economy had shifted. The credits in their banks were no longer stable. Systems had been optimized. Everything was faster, smoother, and it all ran through Earth-coded protocols. They tried to reverse it, but the system wouldn't let them, because Earth had improved it, because Earth had control. Still, no one had seen a human, not in 10 years, no face, no voice, not even a recorded image. They were like ghosts. Living legends. Jawed children on alien worlds were taught to never speak Earth's name aloud. Superstition turned into fear. One wrong word, one spark of aggression, and maybe the sky would tear open again. The Inari Empire tried once. Just a simulation. A training run. A fleet pretending to attack Earth on a secure channel. They didn't broadcast it. They didn't record it. They thought no one saw it. Hours later, their fleet command station found every screen frozen. One message stared back at them. "Try it again." They shut down the program permanently. The strange thing was Earth hadn't destroyed them, hadn't punished them. That's what made it worse. The fear didn't come from pain. It came from not knowing. What was Earth planning? What were they waiting for? Were they watching right now? No one dared find out. In the stars beyond the rim, near the dead zones. One explorer found an ancient outpost, empty, human dash built. Inside was a wall, carved. Into metal were words in many alien languages. "We gave the galaxy a chance. You chose violence. We ended it. Now we are watching." The explorer returned with the message, but no one dared discuss it in public. They feared it would trigger something. The galaxy changed. War disappeared, Empires stopped growing, borders stopped shifting, because the stars themselves felt owned not by rulers, but by the silence that came after Earth and on a quiet moon. Far from the core, a young alien child once asked their parent, "Why don't we fight wars anymore?" Da, da, da. Parent looked up at the stars, then down, then simply said, "Because we remember Earth."